really compliment Wake Forest and the great effort that they put forth tonight. Great fight. I thought their team played with great effort and a great will to win. But proud of our team. That's 6 in a row, and it was a weird game. It was a weird game. They only had 119 yards of offense, but we just had a lot of adversity that we had to overcome tonight, big time. And I'm proud of our guys. Found a way to win by a couple touchdowns, and I thought we did a tremendous job in the fourth quarter in particular. The biggest frustration was 2 scores off the turnovers. You can't give anybody, a short field like we did on those couple opportunities. The one on the pick, and then really just poor decision on the punt return. We misplayed the ball. Just let it go. Don't try to make some great. There's no rule that says you got to catch it. And so we made a real big mental error right there, and gave them a short field, and they punched it in twice. So great job by them executing, getting those 2 scores. But again, proud of our guys because we overcame it. Overcame a bunch of penalties. And then defensively, as far as how they finished the game, only 119 yards, 5 sacks, 10 tackles for loss. Shaq Lawson was tremendous, made some big plays, a couple sacks himself. I think he had 3 or 4 tackles for loss himself. And then offensively, we had a little run there where I think we scored like 5 out of 6 possessions, and would have scored again if we just catch the pitch. For whatever reason, we dropped a couple pitches around here that we got to make that play. And so I'm really proud of our offense. Really, really proud of our offense. 100-yard rusher, 100-yard passer, Cole Stout. Got banged up, wasn't sure he was going to be able to continue to play. But, man, he gutted it out, threw 3 touchdown passes. And, we had some big plays in the game, had some big conversions, had a couple big 4th downs, I think, and one big one for sure. So I'm really proud of what we were able to do. Wayne Gallman was tremendous. Artavis Scott, 8 for 122. But our offensive line, I thought, really kind of took the game over when we had to have it. To be able to run we ran the counter in for the long touchdown there at the end. It was just had it up really well. We had some excellent blocking with our tight ends, some good blocks on the outside, especially on the one with Artavis. Again, just a good team win. Ammon Lacob, 2 big field goals once again. Pinion averaged 49 yards a punt. So we did a lot of good things, but it was one of those frustrating games for 4 quarters. And a lot of times when you play Wake Forest, it is. They're a team that fights with everything they have and always have. So, but again, proud of our guys. And the biggest thing about us is, we've won 6 in a row, and we got a little momentum, and I'm proud of that. And we got another one on the road. We got one more conference game. It'd be great to finish up 7-1 in our league play. We know it's going to be very difficult going down to Georgia Tech, who's playing very, very well also. But we're going to be judged on how we finish, and we don't have a long time left in our season, so we've got to come back to work and correct some of the mistakes, clean up some of the miscues. Really disappointed in how we've taken care of the ball in the last 2 games. That's something that we got to get changed. We cannot keep putting ourselves downhill or uphill and putting our defense in bad situations with the turnovers. But our guys will get another little bit of a break. I like our schedule. It's fun to, have a Thursday night game, and guys will get a little bit of a break again this weekend, and then they'll get back in here Sunday, and we'll get moving forward and see if we can find a way to make it 7 in a row next week. Again, we know it's going to be a very difficult challenge for us, but proud of our guys, and again, defensively, 119 yards. They stepped up when we had to have it, and then offensively, just some tremendous plays. We saw the explosiveness back in our offense that we hadn't had, and I love the confidence that I saw in those guys. I saw it really, to be honest with you, the second half of our last ball game, and we talked about all week about picking up where we left off, and it was a very good game offensively in a lot of ways.
Specifically, the explosive plays by Artavis and Wayne. What's it meant in their freshman years where you've had no choice? They've had to make these plays.
Yeah, well, I mean, we knew coming in that those were going to be two guys that were going to have to, develop in the. I mean, we saw it in practice, but again, you got playing the games is a different deal, and they're just kind of growing up and blossoming right before our eyes. Y'all have heard me talk about Wayne Gallman for a while, but just him becoming a complete player and really just understanding the speed of the game and how to be a good running back. It just takes a little bit of time, especially when you have a guy that really hadn't played a lot of running back. I mean, he played a lot of wing back, but hadn't played a lot of running back. When you're going downhill and he's a fast guy, and sometimes he can be a little impatient, but he's really just maturing. Again, 2 games in a row over 100 yards, and again, credit our OL for that. I thought our game plan was to try to stay patient with the run game all night. We did that, and again, we're able to pop the big ones, and then Wayne made some big plays on his own. And Artavis is a guy that really has played well for us all year. It's unfortunate that he didn't get that. He'd had 3 touchdowns, if he catches the pitch. Just took his eyes off of it, but he's played well all year. He is a physically strong runner with the ball in his hands. He's hard to tackle. He's got a very strong lower body. He kind of ran through that one little arm tackle there and was able to stay in bounds. And then, obviously he's got great speed. So, that's why you go recruit. You bring them here to play. We're not afraid to play a freshman, that's for sure.
Coach, the way these past couple of games have gone, nail-biters, can this team continue to play the way they have and continue to play with fire the way they have, and come out with wins?
Well, we're going to find out. I mean, all you can do is go play the games. We got 3 left, and we need to be at our best in the month of November. That's when good teams kind of separate from the pack. All you can do is go play the game, get prepared, and go see what happens. But at the end of the day, you just want to find a way to win. Our guys have been very good. Our seniors are 8-1 in their career in games that are a touchdown or less. So they found a way to win close ones, and then obviously tonight we were able to kind of get a little cushion there in the fourth quarter, and wish we could have punched one more in, but we really want to just kind of keep the clock running right there and not make a mistake. We felt pretty comfortable with the lead, down the stretch.
You said on Tuesday that Deshaun Watson could play if you needed him to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's early fourth quarter. It's a tie ball game. Is there any consideration to putting him out there with your
I thought Cole was playing very well. We were in great rhythm offensively, tremendous rhythm. We were keeping them off balance. We hit some plays downfield. Maybe Cole missed a couple of throws. I mean, he had two or three guys open that he just missed it. But y'all were out there. It was a lot of wind. It was a ton of wind and not exactly ideal throwing conditions. And for him to be able to do what he did in those conditions was excellent. But offensively, we were in a good rhythm. We just kind of were having some critical mistakes and some things go against us that kept us off the field a little bit. They didn't get a whole lot out of it, but they were able to get some first downs and kind of move. You look up and it's like 2 minutes in the third quarter. Where'd the time go? But I was pleased. But Deshaun was ready. In fact, I asked him in the third quarter, hey, you ready to go if we need you? And he said, yes, sir, I'm ready to go. So, but our goal was to try to not play him if we could. But he'll be ready to go come Monday, and it's really good to have him back, and hopefully we can get Cole healthy too. Hopefully I'm sure he's going to be really sore tomorrow. A little time off this weekend is going to help him.
Was it Cole's left shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was out in the third quarter?
Yeah. Yeah, we actually got we had Nick warming up right there because we weren't really sure what was going to happen in that situation, but he thought we were going to make a quick change, and again, I liked the rhythm that we had offensively, and I would have probably put Nick out there that next series if we'd had to make a change, and because like I said, we had a good rhythm, and we weren't going to really be too exotic with what we were trying to do, but fortunately Cole kind of shook it off and said, hey, let's go. So it was good to see him gut it out, and he really did. He made some plays with his legs, made some big plays, big granddaddy long legs coming out of that pile a couple times, and picked up some big key yardage for us. But some big catches. G-Hop had a couple nice plays for us. Obviously had the one big one, got the big first down there at the end, and Leggett. I mean, we had a bunch of guys that showed up and did some good things for us.
What did you see on the Robert Smith play?
What's that?
What did you see on the Robert Smith play?
Well, I mean, I saw a good football play. Everybody's got an opinion. I saw a good football play, but, that's why they wear the stripes, or whoever up in the box, whoever was looking at it. But it's disappointing. That's just football. And they're going to make the calls the way they see them, and you got to live with the call. Me personally, I thought it was just a good football play. But again, I'm the coach, not the ref, and but it's disappointing that you got a guy that's got to miss a half of football next week for what looked like a good play to me. But I don't know how to coach it any different. I got to figure something else out. Hit him with his shoulder and below the head and all that stuff, and kind of a bang play, but. They saw something that I guess I didn't see, but that's just the way it is. They have to do their job, and we have to respond to whatever the calls are in the course of the game, and our guys did. They responded, and we got off the field, and again came back, and offense kind of took it over again, and we found a way to win the game. But I hate it for Robert. There's not a better player on our team, a better person on our team, a cleaner football player on our team than Robert Smith. And I hate it that he's going to have to miss a half next week, but that's the way it is. That's the rules.
Can you not appeal the suspension?
No, I don't think. I think last year we could have. I think we could have appealed it last year, but I think with the change that they've made this year, we can't. I don't think we got an appeal. So you just got to live with it.
Coach, I know it's still relatively early, and I know the plan was to have Deshaun start against Georgia Tech. Is that still the ideal situation for him to start? Yeah,
we'll put him back in. He's got to practice well. He's our starter, and he's earned the job, and you don't lose the job because you break a finger. He's back, and we'll put him back out there Monday, and that's practice matters. Practice counts. So hopefully he'll have a great week of practice, and we'll go from there.
It's a temporary title, but you guys moved into #1 in total defense. At this point, what does that mean for the program?
Well, I think it's great. I've been high on our defense for the last couple of years and our potential defensively. And as I've said many times, as I said in the preseason, this is, I think, is the most complete defense that we've had. Just with all three levels. With the combination of talent and depth and experience. They're a tough bunch over there. We didn't necessarily play our best tonight, but at the end of the day, when the opponent only gets 119 yards, you're going to win a lot of games. So I think that in itself tells us, I think, okay, hey, we're #1 in the country in defense. We gave up 119 yards. But I don't think anybody in our locker room down there feels like we played great tonight defensively. And I think that's the best part about it. We got a group that is hungry, a group that is set a high standard, and they're not satisfied, with some of the mistakes that we made tonight. Now, some of those things, again, you have to look at the tape. We had some tough calls go against us and, created a little bit of frustration. The biggest disappointment was our red zone defense tonight. We've been really, 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 as y'all know, really good in red zone defense. I think we're one of the best out there. And tonight, even though we gave them a short field, our goal is to hold them to a field goal or create a turnover. We just say we don't give up touchdowns in the red zone. And they punched those two in on us, and that was the biggest disappointment with our guys. They weren't happy about that. But it's it's great. But it's November the 6th. I'd like for us to be #1 in the country at the end of November. So we'll see if we can have 3 more great game days on defense, and it's a great opportunity for those guys. They certainly are aware that they're competing to be the best defense in the country, and they come back Monday. We're going to have a tough challenge. We're going to play the triple option next week. Little quarterback, Georgia Tech's guy, I've seen him 2 or 3 times. He's going to be a handful.
Well, I get Tyshawn so much.
Yeah, it was great. I tell you what, that was awesome. We were just, everybody in that huddle was so fired up to see 23 go into games. You got to understand, we've watched him for 2 years, just year and a half, whatever it's been, just grind and persevere and overcome and keep getting up. He probably would have been our starter last year, and he's out, back surgery, out all year. Then he comes back in the off season. He looks great and has a freak injury and tears his Achilles, misses all spring. I mean, just what he's been through mentally, and how he's handled it and how he's responded in front of his teammates has been inspiring. And nobody respects Tyshawn Dye more than his teammates, and they were fired up, as was all the coaches, to see that young man get in there. And I think his first run went for 6 or 7 yards or so, and it was great to see him just kind of get that, just kind of shake off all the baggage and, hey, let's get back to playing football. And that'll do a lot for his confidence as he gets back into practice on Monday. Tough situation in that it's a grinded out time, and everybody knows you're going to run the ball. So he didn't necessarily have the best numbers in the box to run the ball, but nonetheless, for him to get out there and get banged around and hit and hold on the ball and just hit some things downhill was great to see.
Players are available downstairs outside the locker room.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.